we're in the Memorial Gardens at Hornsea. Basically, we're still obviously getting to know and learn about Fletch and his likes and his dislikes. But on the way past, it appeared that he doesn't like lions. So we're having a bit of an experiment to see if he likes lions a little closer up. Come here. That's a busier road than I thought. Where are we today? Well, today we're at Stable Cottage Fishing Ponds, which is a Caravan and Motorhome Club site. It's our first visit here, so I'll give you a quick look around the site. What you'll find with this site is it's very basic, but that's all that you need, really. After you.
Come on now.
Oh, that was elegant, as usual. It's a small CL site, room for 5 vans. There are 2 hard standings, basically, and the rest are grass pitches. It's very, very well kept. Elaine, who we've just passed, gives you a lovely welcome. Very, very friendly. What can be said is the pitches are really quite level, really quite serviceable. You have electric and individual water on each pitch. Like I said, as you can see, it's a fairly small site in so much as the caravan part of it. But serviceable, that's all that you really need. There's a small facilities block, there's 2 toilets and a shower, and it's kept very, very clean. One of the bonuses of the site is a nice field here to exercise your dogs on, and a scarecrow, which Fletcher hates. And yeah, it's got 3 ponds, 2 fishing ponds and a stock pond, or wildlife pond. One of the ponds is a small carp pond that obviously has carp in it. The dog walk goes around the back of the fishing plots, the fishing ponds. There seem to be really popular. Say the first pond's a carp pond, the second pond is a coarse pond, so I guess you get the things like roach and bream in there. But yeah, it's a small but really friendly, really serviceable site, and at £20 a night, it's basic, but it's clean, it's friendly. Elaine, who runs the site, is always up for a chat, always happy to advise you where to go and the sites to see around here. So yeah, there's no complaints basically. So where are we off to today? Well, we've got a choice of 2 things. We're not far outside of Hornsea, so we might nip in there. We're also a mile from the beach, and I've just been advised where there's a nice walk to get to the beach, so we might go there as well. Don't really know yet. One of the things that I've come over here for basically is to take a trip down to Spurn Head, which, well, isn't undoable today, to be fair. So we'll give it a shot. Catch you later and let you know how the day goes on. There's our friendly scarecrow again. Like I said, Fletcher hates it, but it is what it is. Oh yeah, here's the coarse pond. lovely little island in the middle. And like I said, there's supposed to be bream and perch and whatever other coarse fishes there are in there. I haven't seen anybody fishing that yet, but you never know, maybe later. Oh, Withernsea Lighthouse. Something we hadn't envisaged coming across. Let's go and have a look, shall we? You climbing to the top? Is it not?
April weekends.
Right. Oh well, it's not open, it's not open. Not got legs for that anyway. There's a good business opportunity there. The old boat shed. Decent bar. Ooh, castle there. Go and have a look. The original village of Withernsea was abandoned in 1440 due to coastal erosion, and the village was re-established somewhat further back inland. And no, it isn't a castle or the ruins of a castle, it's actually the remains of the entrance to what was the pier. Originally built in 1878 by the engineer Thomas Cargill, the pier had a somewhat checkered history. During a huge storm in 1880, a coal barge ran into the pier, gouging a 200-foot hole into it. It was rebuilt, but this time in wood, and yet another storm 2 years later destroyed the pier again. Withernsea was first mentioned in the Domesday Book in 1084, and I think one of the most notable things is that the original church of St. Nicholas, which is the patron saint of sailors, was washed into the sea by coastal erosion. Anyway, not a bad castle wall, or what's left of it. Now, the reason the lighthouse over there is actually in the town centre, it was built basically because often with the Humber it was quite difficult to see Spurn Head Lighthouse, and this was like a last defence. And the reason it was built in the town centre was because of the erosion that was going on at the time. Well, just a quick toilet stop at Tesco's in Withernsea. I didn't quite know what to expect of Withernsea. I had no idea what was there at all. Got quite a nice little surprise. It's just your traditional English seaside town, but it looks like there's lots of things to see and do. It's got a nice seafront, and the remains of the castle is lovely. I think we will possibly come back again when we've set aside a little bit more time to have a proper nosy round. Anyway, on now to Spurn Point. Sorry about that. Well, the only reason we really came to Hornsea was to go down to Spurn Point, which was one of the places that I've always wanted to go to. However, we drove all the way down there and no dogs allowed. So we've come all the way back. We're back up in Hornsea now, the north end of Hornsea. And I've got to say, might have a bad name, Hornsea, might have a bad rep, but it's a really, really lovely town. Really lovely. And the beach is awesome. So yeah, apologies. We will get our heads in the map book and have a research. I think that's the key, isn't it? Research. What I am guilty of is not researching the fact that you can't have dogs all the way down down to Spurn Point, which is it's a pity, but there you go. This time I'll research what we're going to do tomorrow, and hopefully we'll be able to show you some more sights of the east coast, the Humber coast of England. We're about to make a an unscheduled stop into Hornsea just to see what Hornsey's like. But we thought we'd better... Hey! Fletcher! We thought we'd better try and run somebody's legs off first, because it's useless. Oh, there he goes. Yeah, we thought we'd better come down to the beach before we go into Hornsey, on account of yesterday somebody spent the day trying to pull my arms off. So we thought we'd try and run his legs off a little bit first before we go into Hornsey. Just so he can... It's useless. One thing that has to be said about Hornsey is an awful lot of thought has gone into the promenade. It's really clever. It makes the beach really accessible, and it's filled with little alcoves, little friendship alcoves with benches next to them so that people can actually meet up. It's really, really lovely. It's had a lot of nice ideas, and as you can see, it's a very dog-friendly beach. We've really loved our time. It's not a bad little beach either, nice and clean. And as I say, this promenade is, well, big thumbs up to Hornsey. They've done a really good job of it. I've just asked Debs to go and see if dogs are allowed in this cafe. I think they might be. I think your mum might come out with a treat for you. I do. I think your mum might come out for a treat with a treat for you. What do you reckon? You're back on the beach. That's all you want, isn't it? Hey, that's all you want. I've got to say, the motorhome and the caravan, until we had them, being from Lancashire, it was either Blackpool, a Rill, or Newquay, or a push, the lakes, and I'd totally disregarded the Yorkshire coast. Obviously, since I met you, we've done Staithes and Robin Hood's Bay and places like that, but still I disregarded like the Humber coast.
Well, I've
definitely.
never been up here.
And not wrong with it. Not wrong with it at all.
I've never been up here. I don't particularly like red. It's smelly and a bit skeggish.
Well, I've got to say, Skeggy's not one of my favourite places. We've got to see if we can find somewhere with as good a fish and chips as Gleethorpes, though. Otherwise, it's out of the question. We were just wandering through town, and I spotted something out of the corner of my eye. And it was this baby. Bettison's Folly. Strange thing to have in the middle of a housing estate, but that's where it lies. Apparently it was built in 1844 and has a very strange feature in so much as it has a winch-operated flagpole. Weird. So it's a lovely little memorial garden, and a bit like the rest of Hornsey, small but well kept, he says. These are your friends, look. These are what you were barking at earlier. You're not bothered now? Nope, not bothered anymore. So there we go. That's the first one over and done with. Please stick with us. They will get better. I promise. Now this video is a couple of days later than we expected to put it out. And there are a couple of reasons for that. The first one being my health condition. I had a little bit of a flare up. And the second one was we wanted to take some time to consider what it was that we were adding to the already comprehensive story out there. Let's face it, there are a lot of guys out there doing amazing work, doing amazing site previews and looks for you. And we wanted to bring something, or not something different in particular, but add to that story, if you like. So, on reflection, what we thought that we'd do slightly differently is that we would come back from the trips and then take some time to reflect on what we just experienced. Let the holiday adrenaline, if you like, wear off, and then go over what we've experienced and whether we'd recommend it or go back. So, what did we think for real about Stable Ponds Cottage? Well, at the end of the day, it's 20 quid a night. So you're not stopping in the lap of luxury, absolutely not. But the site is brilliantly located to be able to get you pretty much anywhere on the Humber coastline really, really easily. The plots are flat. They're serviced with electricity and water. Oh, and something I forgot to mention in the film is each plot has is provided with a picnic table, which was really handy for me when it came to charging the Power Oak. I just leant the solar panels against the legs and had the Power Oak on the table. Perfect charging position. Obviously, one of the benefits of the site is that it has a couple of fishing plots. What I forgot to mention is in the film is that those fishing plots are an extra charge. They call it a rod fee. Well, they charge you an additional rod fee for fishing on the site, which is a little unfortunate, but it is what it is. Everything else on the site was as advertised. The toilet blocks were fine. The plots were fine. So yeah, for £20 a night, absolutely, it is as advertised. The negatives that we took from it, I think I mentioned one of them at the beginning of the film, and that was the road noise. I've got to say the road noise was quite a surprise for me. The road was much busier during the day than I anticipated it would be. Now, for myself and Debs, that isn't a problem because we're off-site almost every single day anyway. But if you're the kind of camper that is looking for a nice site that you can relax on during the day, then I'm afraid the road noise might be a bit of an issue. Other negatives. Well, the only other negative that I can think of really is the electricity is only 10 amp. So you have to be careful. It's as simple as that. Either that or keep a pair of Crocs handy for running out to throw the trip back up again. Which I had to do plenty. So overall, would we go back? And the answer is a resounding yes, we would. And we would recommend the site for if you're looking for somewhere to investigate the East Coast for a really reasonable fee on a budget. That £20 a night, you can't beat it. Would we go back? Yes, we would. Will we go back? Well, yeah, definitely. I hope you enjoyed the film. I hope you'll stick with us. As I say, the films will get better and will be more frequent. And what I'd like you to do, down there, somewhere, you'll find the like and the subscribe. Now, please hit the subscribe. It makes me happy. It costs you nothing. And trust me, you've got loads of them. And further down the line, if you want, you can always take it back. Trust me, people do. With that said, it's going to be a few weeks until we get out again, unfortunately, this time. But that doesn't mean it'll be a few weeks till I do another film. I've got a few ideas of stuff that I need to say and show you in between us going out before we go out next time. So, until next time, guys, please come back again. I've been Adrian Holland. Please, be safe, be happy.